Over 7,000 years ago, God gave us a libation, and now this divine beverage is brewed in every nation, on every continent,
except one.
from far away to near. Humanity can all agree we love this thing called beer! There's Budweiser from St. Louis,
Leaning out OPA.
Coors in Colorado,
We even left the USA. Labatt up in Canada, the land of ice and snow. You don't even need a cooler when it's 40 below.
Dos Equis down in Mexico, or Corona with a lime. It's such a shame so many beers, so very little time. From Brazil to Argentina,
Up Peru or Ecuador. Todos hechos su cerveza. They grant some more.
or fill my glass up to the brim with that tasty brew. I drank to my health yesterday, so this one is for you. One by one we set 'em up, and one by one they fall. There's a million different kinds of beer, we're gonna drink 'em all.
What about the Middle East?
Well, that's where it all began. They say the first beer was brewed in modern day Iran, or Lebanon, or Jordan. Well, hey, they make beer too.
Don't forget Gold Star in Israel. Who knew the Jews could brew?
Oy vey.
Tooheys in Australia.
Or maybe Carlton Draft. Try to keep up with the Aussies,
And you'll end up on your wow.
Fill my glass up to the brim with that tasty brew. I drank to my health yesterday, so this one is for you. One by one we set 'em up, and one by one they fall. There's a million different kinds of beer, we're gonna drink 'em all.
There's beer from Scandinavia.
Belgium, France, and Spain.
So raise your glass bottoms up and fill them up again.
That's it.
England,
Guinness,
Ireland.
Tennant's from the Scots.
Fine Stephens, even Weiss beer.
Reinheitsgebot! Czech Republic, Poland, Russia.
China to the east. They all make delicious beers with barley, hops, and yeast.
Don't have yourself a big name brew,
Or better, brew your own.
but enjoy that beer, cause one thing's clear.
You ain't drunk at home! Fill my glass up to the rim with that tasty brew. I drank to my health yesterday, so this one is for you. One by one we set 'em up, and one by one they fall. There's a million different kinds of beer. We're gonna drink 'em all!
Drink!
Cheers!
Cheers! Drink! So original, cheers!
Slanja!
Sláinte! Not Ireland! Sláinte from Ireland!
That's right. May the devil know you're not dead. Oh, why I screwed that one up.
But it's hard for Germans to be an Irish guy.
That's right. So, we'll just pay homage to Germany and say, Prost!
Roast! And may you be in hell half an hour before the devil knows you're there.
Yes, in Ireland they would appreciate that.
Yeah, okay.
L'chaim!
L'chaim! Yes, for our Jewish friends. What else we got?
Come by!
Goodbye! Off to Japan with Asahi and
A little over to the west of Japan, we have Russia, Nostrovia.
way far west of Japan, Nostrovia, which I keep calling Nokia because I'm stupid.
And then, wait, we have some Zulu friends.
Yes, down in Africa, Bajabule!
How do we say that?
Bajabule! What else we got? Salud for Spain,
Salud!
Latin America, and Italy.
Chin-chin. I mean, the Amish are Christian, right? We're to live more like the rest of the world, right?
Yeah.
Read the New Testament and the Old Testament, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they had like any kind of special practice other than just denouncing technology.
I don't know. Song ended.
Okay.
Welcome to Northwest Brewmeisters. Welcome to another exciting us, Northwest Brewmeisters. Me, Jamey.
Me, Steve.
We're a couple guys from the Pacific Northwest who really like beer and
think you should too.
Absolutely. So today we're making beer, but first we're going to finish that conversation with Amish. So yeah, the Amish are a Christian. I guess you could call them a sect. I think I don't know a lot, but for some reason this
I've never written a paper on
for some reason this apostate. Oh, and apostate, not like insulting him. Amish, not Amish. Apostate. Muslim was Muslim. Apostate. Is what it is.
But it carries like a dark, evil connotation.
It does.
Apostate.
Right.
The Inquisition shall seek you out.
Pretty much. You're not wrong there.
I know.
So anyway,
for 1512,
Right. So this guy is apparently a truck driver. But he's built a YouTube channel on kind of his life. Some of the and from that and from just I think the Amish fundamentalist Protestant.
Okay.
Right. Because some of their views not viewed Roman Catholic Orthodox.
Yeah.
Those
I
are
knew
the
what you
two
meant.
ancient guys.
I know
right?
exactly what you
They go back all the way. Roman Catholicism, of course, split away from Orthodoxy, split from Roman Catholicism, depending on what you are.
It depends who wrote the text.
But there, yeah, there you go. But they were both there at the came from it. Protestantism really sprang from the Catholic Church. That wasn't until years after. So anyways, the Amish, I think, are obviously, a lot of this is Hollywood. English, they caught up in the urbanness of themselves.
I think it's more Dutch.
Dutch?
I think it's more Dutch.
Is Yoder more of a Dutch? Yoder is a very popular name. Hollywood Amish land. Gotta say Hollywood Amish. Don't know any real Amish.
I take like Hollywood Amish stuff with a grain. The only time I've ever seen true Amishism, if that sounds bad, on television is when my wife used to like watching the show The Farm Animal. Sometimes where he worked, he would go to an Amish farm. Now the farmer would agree to let the cameras on crew, but they could not film him. Film the show, but you can't. Right. Every now and then you get like part of the farm, or if he happened to be in the shot, they'd fuzz his face. So I mean, obviously they're farmers, and they don't. Yeah, they might denounce modern technology, but they understand it has a place at the same time. You know.
Well, I've heard.
Now
this again. I've heard. This is heard. I haven't actually. Oh, my cousin Cholo. He lives in.
Oh,
I could ask him about.
I say Dutch because I think of Pennsylvania.
It could be
Amish country too, and Ohio and all that.
It could be Dutch. That might be their genesis. Anyhow, it is a Christian sect, but what I was going to say, it seems it's very fundamental. I don't know their views on creationism. That's really where the fundamentalists get that whole. If one piece is wrong, the whole thing is wrong and stuff, and it doesn't allow for any fusion. I already started.
Oh no,
I did. I started my time.
Kind of noticed it. Oh, you're already.
It doesn't allow for any of the parts. You have to figure it out. If you have this almost a textbook history science book, like that is the view you have on the plot to explain it. Whereas, Orthodox, what we discussed, Orthodoxy is really cool. The whole mystery. Why is it like that? Don't know.
Don't know.
Just is. Been that way for 1,800 years.
It's kind of acceptance.
Yep. We're good with it.
Critical Trigger, if you're watching, yes, we
we
appreciate you the way you say that.
Yes, we love it. Many of your sayings have come into our daily dialogue. Some of which we can't say for a few more minutes because we got to make sure the algorithm right here.
Oh, they're not cussing
yet. Yeah, so that's my understanding of the Amish. Kind of talking about, I think to an extent they just don't acknowledge things in their community that happen, like homosexuality or some mental. They just don't see that. Which, a lot of cultures have that. Like Japan. I mentioned that to you because I talked with my friend Coco. Right? We were talking about autism. That's what. Here,
there is no autism.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no autism in Japan. Nobody is. She mentioned that she of course picks them out because life, so she can see them on the trains or. And of course, she's seeing the high functioning ones.
They're allowed to be out, right?
Talking about like Amish.
I know what you meant.
She's seeing the high functioning ones that can ride the train, ones that can't. And she's watching them, and she's like, look close. They're little things that can get lost in the insanity that, especially some of that. On the one hand, it makes great sense, but on the other hand, whoa!
Yeah. It reminds me of this TV I was watching. Show.
Yes.
But tagline that keeps coming up is, "Oh, there is no murder." They weren't like allowing the media to report on. There's no murder in Japan.
Right, there's no murder.
Only suicide, So
self-murder.
So he cut his own head off, huh?
Interesting. From behind.
Yeah.
And then managed to guard the weapon to.
Right.
Okay.
No murder. Supposed to be that TV show is ground.
Well, when I was stationed there, some examples, like with our hazardous truck that's
Gotta be labeled.
right, and not only do we have the danger, but then we have, what it is. Is it corrosive? Is it an oxidizer?
A combination of them.
Yeah, and we've got the little placards, which nobody except for D knows. All we know is don't run into that truck, right. You will die.
That one, stay away from that one.
Well, I was the hazmat man, Roger, right there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And one of the things he said is that here, the only thing you're going to say, that's it. He said the idea that they didn't want to cause undue disquiet or unrest among the population, right? They didn't want to make people all nervous and worried. So how do you do that?
Danger, just keep away.
Yeah.
No matter what,
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss,
right?
Yeah.
It's a different concept. I'm no master of culture. And they're on vacation once, and I was stationed once. You're more acquainted with it than I am.
Well,
I mean, you were there for 4 years, right?
Yeah, I was there for 4 years.
The problem with being in the Navy
is the military,
is that you go someplace and never.
But you learn a bit of the culture, and some of the cultural things I took or I understood about them that I learned from Japanese people. Friends of mine that are Japanese didn't change. Friends of mine that are Japanese, they said, consideration for others is a big part of their culture.
Mm-hmm.
That's why even if you're a gaijin, foreigner, and you look lost at a train station, someone's gonna help you. I should say most. A lot of Japanese people, because students, kids, as they're growing up in Japan, they take English like we take Spanish. They learn English. Signs everywhere. Lots of times under the Japanese sign for whatever the organization is. Oh, same with street name.
Oh, the trains. The trains were in several different languages.
The only place.
Voice,
Oh yeah, the voice,
the vocalization.
Oh yeah, the trains. Where I noticed it was less English was when you got more rural.
Oh yeah,
much less English.
Down in Iwakuni, you walked 100 yards out the gate. English stopped. You started looking for school uniforms. So those were the ones who would speak English.
It's like, oh, hey, excuse me, Miss 7-year-old.
How am I gonna look so creepy here? But I have got to get it.
Oh, go that way.
Why is that old white girl? You don't get it, man. None of you people speak English. She will.
She knows English. She's been studying it for 4 years now.
Yes.
She's only 7. Exactly.
The train station.
Oh, but all jokes aside, consideration for others is part of their culture. Like, people on our roads are, it's hit or miss, who's polite and let you in. But in Japan, you're pretty much guaranteed to be let in if you're trying to get over,
Right.
Same if you're trying to cross the road or something, even if you're not on they're going to stop for you.
Right.
Or I think with it in Japan a lot of times, common courtesy is a thing. Giving you the benefit of the doubt until you
well,
I noticed that a lot.
And not messing with things.
Yeah, people tend to keep to themselves,
I lost my backpack on a train. Had all our passports. And my computer had the little pocket Wi-Fi. Like a $10 million backpack at that point.
It was exactly where you left it.
Right there. We just stood there and waited, and the train came back. That does not change the fact that for 15 minutes I was like, oh God.
Yeah, exactly. Good case in point.
Would not happen in New York.
In Japan, people probably saw it and said, oh, there's a bag. They'll come. Right. And didn't even worry about it. And what would happen is if it was the end of the day and they were closing, one of the train conductors or whatever would grab it and put it in a locker. So someone came to the counter and said, hey, I lost a bag. You know what I mean?
Right.
They wouldn't go through it and steal everything out of it,
Yeah.
I just don't think they would.
And the thing is, there are people in the U.S. that would do that, but here's the problem: is that in the U.S. we can't. Let's pretend that you see someone's back. Right.
I'm a bad example because I would be the guy that takes it and, hey, I found this.
Well, no. Here's what I'm saying. So in my case,
gotcha.
What I'm saying is that in the United States, you can't do that. You would have to do your instinct. If you want to keep it safe, right? You would have to pick it up. You would have to take it to another. Because if you just leave it sit, the chances of someone who is less respectful,
it'll be pilfered.
Well, yep. And then the poor guy who lost his backpack or his wallet or whatever, and he's really ass out. Whereas if you take it, my point being, that don't go back to where you lost the. In the United States. Go to the cops or something, and maybe someone nice.
I'm sure a good chunk of people would. There's a lot of people that wouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
In Japan, it's the norm to leave it alone, whereas there are exceptions. There's bad people doing things, But majority of those people would leave it alone. Like, your bag was right there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just sat there. And the other thing is, it's a very regimented or strict. The word is social norms are really strict. In the United States, all rules are made to be broken. Kind of the one rule that we never break is all rules are made to be broken.
Let's push the envelope a little bit more on this.
Everything we do. I mean, look at our speed limits. I really mean 60.
60. Yeah.
Everyone else is doing 60. 70. Woo! Okay, that was
the limit.
Yep, found that one out. But we do it everywhere. Our social norms: don't wear a hat inside. Can't make me. Right, I can't.
All right, choose your battles.
And that's. I mean, I just went with the hats inside thing because that's something you don't even think about.
Yeah, when I was growing up, no one cared if I wore a hat inside, but I did have to take.
I can't eat. I mean, if I'm outside working and I'm just sandwich, sure. But the whole sit down thing, it's like, it's gotta go.
I was a bobcat kid, I didn't want.
It was a rule.
That was a
there.
rule, yeah. If you want to eat, you better remove that hat. Oh, and Lord, if I wore a hat, woo! That had to come off, you know.
Well, you know, restaurants use hat hooks and phone checks. Like,
Coat check where it's in a locker somewhere is one thing. Anything in that coat itself would probably disappear, or anything in the pockets would- even in our small little town, man. You know.
yeah. Well, if you could find a booth or something.
Oh yeah, we ate somewhere where there was like here was the booth, you know, here's the table. I'm, you know, people across from me on these little like pillars that were on the ends and backs and up there. Yeah, I think I went and had.
Yeah,
But it was right next to me, so I would see somebody there.
and one of the things is, what is the value of a storm? On the one hand,
I mean, really, it doesn't really mean anything. No, it was
Right.
it was a custom.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's not so much. Most people wear a hat. You wear a hat. I mean, you do. Not like me.
If I wear a
You
hat,
never see me without a hat.
I have to have a purpose for that. Either I'm trying to keep the face.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like wearing a hat, or any just general going, because you know all those years in the military, you always had to be covered on
Right.
the side, you know. Out with your cover, you
You're
get, hey,
basically
shit,
telling
mate,
me
you're out of uniform.
you're rebelling against the
No.
majority of your life by
No,
not
no, no,
wearing
no,
a
no.
hat now.
It's not even a conscious thing. I just don't feel the need to wear a hat.
No, I get it.
So,
Yeah.
my rebellion when I left the Navy. This is. Let me back up for our. When I first went in the Navy in 1995, males were allowed to have sideburns down to the. For me, that's probably about to here. Then I don't know, X months. Nope. Okay, so when I retired, I kept my hair short. You remember? I kept it short. It was still military regs. I grew my sideburns out. I would go to places like the Navy Exchange, other places, and people were
like
looking
a
at me,
sailor,
look like a sailor,
except for
those long sideburns, and people look at me like they wanted to say something. Wouldn't.
Go ahead.
I was in the CPO club one time. It was a Friday afternoon. Probably I'm tired. I'm sitting over on the retiree side. You know, it was not officially a retiree side, just where the retiree. I'm drinking with one of the other retirees I knew, and Master Chief came in. Master Chief's an E9 for anybody who doesn't know the map. E9, top of the enlisted pay grade scale. He came in. I think it was an MA actually, and he was talking to. Notice as he's talking to her, he kept looking over at me. It's almost like an ADHD thing where he did not stay focused on her. He kept looking at me. So I looked over. I just kind of smiled. gave him a nod, like, "How you doing?" You know?
Right, go ahead, try it.
I was just waiting. He's probably like, "That son of a gun, probably retired." So that was my little rebellious troll to the Navy after I retired. Was growing my sideburns. Now I grew my hair out, so hairs.
I dyed my hair blue and then
I remember.
and then made a like quasi techno song on the internet for people to see. That was my rebellion.
That's right. Yeah, you had your hair growing out for a while too.
Yeah,
I remember when the hair was blue.
I forget what happened. Oh, got a job at Napa with old guy.
Yeah, he was kind of like, well, you know, the hair's gonna have to change. Whatever you told me. You told me the story.
Like he said I can't do the ponytail. Now the retired guy, the retired chief that works down, I don't know what kind of dope deal he made with Doyle, but he wore a beanie, no matter how hot it was, because he's got long hair. Stuffed it all up under that beanie, and Doyle was like, "Hey, I'll go." Me, I don't wear beanies. Okay, I'll come. Really wasn't not in love with it.
I like my job. As long as you know, hair everywhere, they might have a problem with that.
I don't think my job cares. Everybody on my job, they tell you who does care. Yep, Men should have short hair.
I think my job is
Women should be in the kitchen. Right back at you.
Ooh, that was a good one. My job is not public facing, so I think that's probably why they don't.
Probably my job particularly. However, delivery drivers, guys that drive, they're a little more. But it's a crusty construction. They're not really dealing with.
No, that's usually the corporate people.
Right.
You know.
Sales. There actually is a
people,
sales staff. I've
No,
never seen it.
Crusty aircraft mechanic. Bunch of other crusty aircraft mechanics. You know, some of the guys I work with got big old Viking beards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got a full beard. I don't know. Nobody's ever talked to me about grooming standards. I don't think. This is my look now.
Yeah, same here. I'm not. I have to change. Or I have to then. Oh, you know.
Right. But what I was talking about was
Be a rock star.
I believe it, man.
Long hair, you know.
When you're rich and famous, that's gonna be
balding long hair.
When my friend, well, that happens. Man. When my friend Dan, he hits it rich and famous for his piano. I'm gonna be in front row, and we're like, I parked my car at his parents' house. Everybody's gonna be like, that is the dumbest contact to a famous person story ever.
Like,
and with you, you're gonna be up there saying, like, yeah, I used to brew beer with that guy. Now he drinks bourbon because he's all snooty. Okay, he's got 2 years. Unfortunately, then he's doing his drug-addicted overweight stage. Darn it, it's going to be 8 years before I get to brew beer with my friend again. Hurry up, man! Oh, wait, he still has the contractually lame album that sounds like the very first album just formed. I don't know if I even want to hang out with this guy anymore. Never mind, I never brewed beer with him. I don't know him.
I don't know the guy. Well, I don't think we have to worry about that happening. So.
Yeah, it is, well, one of the unfortunate things is the type of music that you play. Not that someone told us you were play it. Obviously, we can and we play it. But the crowd that's really going to buy the album, all that fun.
Yeah, I know that.
Well, not niche.
Yeah.
Young.
Oh, younger crowd.
Young is what I was going to say. And you could be either one of those.
Yeah, guys my age don't tend to buy new stuff.
No,
we buy the stuff that.
So you're into metal. When's the last time you bought a metal album from a band that formed 4 years ago?
Actually, I did. But because I was supporting the band.
Oh, not because you really wanted the album. No, I get it. I've done that.
They did a good job on stage. They were back in the UK actually.
Mm-hmm.
Did a good job. They were the opening act. I'm like, oh, these guys are pretty damn good, you know. So I went to go find went to go see what the merch was. They had LPs, signed LPs, you know. Like, take it.
Yeah. Well, I did that with a bluegrass band once. I bought all three there.
But I'm not listening to the LP because.
You bought an LP.
Yeah, I bought the LP.
You know you can buy turntables.
I know. I've been playing with the idea.
I bet they're all modern on the back.
Yeah. They are. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, sure, you still got the needle and stuff. That needle feeds to
probably digitizes everything.
And then back for digital to analog. Sounds so much warmer.
And
it's
it's
still digital, man.
Right. No, I've thought about grabbing a record. I don't have what I don't. I guess you could basically. I don't have like a classic, you know.
I think my old Mac downstairs.
Okay.
I don't have a CD.
I have
the
one
radio
laptop.
under the cap.
I have one laptop. I don't use it for anything. I need. I have because stuff on the. I have an old CD player up there when I was what I used when I was in the barracks. They had TVs in our room. They didn't have anything else. So I bought that CD. It still works. It's just,
Yeah.
otherwise, I think I might. If you look in my old boxes over there, I'm pointing at. I think you might find an old hard disk.
Really? Like with
Walkman.
the tape?
No, the CD player.
Yeah, but it has the tape adapter to put the tape machine.
I might still have the tape. One of my first Firebirds had a tape, a record. Tape
You had an LP player in
Yeah.
a Firebird?
CDs were cool. Try to put a record in. You know? No, it had a tape player. You know, it was an old Firebird with the tape deck. I remember popping that little adapter in, play on the. But it was a 1990 Firebird. Anyway, yeah, good old days. So yeah, I think I still have some.
No, it's still. I don't know. I kind of don't trust hard drive.
Oh right.
No, like I have a stack of hard drive. They're all like. Yeah, they're all spinners. It's like no way to mount these. Like I could if I spent $500 in various external enclosures to plug them into.
Yeah, you'd have to buy some part. You might be able to get.
Yeah, it's frustrating. So I don't trust hard drive, and because the other thing is the spinners, the grease inside those bearings does give up.
Oh, yeah,
Spinners, and the magnetics
because they're mechanical.
Right. Solid state, they just die randomly.
Yeah, they have.
I know. I experienced with that.
Solid states have so many rewrites.
I don't think. I think it actually board my old MacBook
The old Mac.
because it couldn't find the hard drive. I could see the hard drive. It could see the hard drive, but it couldn't get the operating system to go.
I had that problem not with one of my. It was an internal hard drive. Like a 2 terabyte, just a little spinny actually, but 2 terabyte hard drive, USB. Something happened to it, banged or something. It would the operating systems Mac would see it, Windows, Linux would all see it, but I couldn't. Interestingly enough, guess which operating system actually was able to fix it? Not Linux. I looked something up and someone said, "Oh,
so
yeah.
painful to
I know."
admit.
but it wasn't. It actually wasn't Windows. It was more like a DOS utility. And so I actually had it plugged in, and I was able to find the drive letter in Windows. I forget what the command. Some file system comes with. Now it's Windows. But I ran the command, and it fixed the hard drive. Something got garbled with the encoding on it. Able to fix it.
Magnetic particle.
Yeah, so it fixed everything on there, and then now the hard drive works just like if it was. Yeah, I can get on all my operating.
Yeah, they had the tool you needed. Apparently,
They had the tool. Yeah.
You know what we haven't done today? We haven't done a couple things at the beginning of the broadcast.
About the beers we're making.
Yeah, so let's start about the beer that I finished and you haven't.
Oh, this is the clone a clone of Iron Horse Brewery's Irish Death. Irish Death, which is kind of like a porter style beer.
Yeah.
You know, porter stout. I don't know. Clone. Not my recipe. It's a recipe that a friend of mine found on the internet and said, "Hey, you should try to make this." I did, and here it is. I don't have an Irish Death next to me to compare them, but close. But
no, it's not exactly. But as far as it tastes, it's a little bit thicker. So it has a little bit sweeter. Definitely dark and roasty. Not a. In fact, it's malty and a little bitter too. Actually, I like that though. More like.
no, I know.
So
yeah,
really good. That's what we're drinking for now. It's also high octane, and we long ago learned that we need to be intelligent about. Yes, intelligent. Okay, maybe that's the last one of those we drink.
These are like 7.5ers. They're definitely north of 7.
So, anyways, they are stiff. We learned long ago that we do not get tipsy, do not get buzzed, do not get drunk while you're brewing because you brew up your brew. So we'll probably do one more and then probably switch.
Yeah, we'll just all the IPAs are like 4.5.
So now the next thing we should talk about this strange liquid in this little glass.
Oh,
What is this?
This
Steve?
is I kegged blonde stout, which is what's in the glass. It's a stout, so it's supposed to be heavy, kind of thick, high ABV. Particular batch is probably over 8%. And yeah, it's a light, not light, but light colored, but it was a stout. Now the recipe had options on it for adding some coffee to it or nibs to give. I didn't do any of that. I wanted to taste it raw form or pre. Might be just without all that stuff.
It didn't taste so. It tasted a lot more. So when I racked mine, we both brewed this a couple episodes ago, but we both brewed it together. When I racked mine, it was maybe like 10. I had it like 60. So it was controlled, but it tasted very ale-y. Not stout. Not stout. So we'll see.
Okay.
Anyways, let's taste this right now. Yeah.
Doesn't have that, to it.
Yeah, there's none of that.
Seems a tad on the sweet side.
Well,
Maybe after carbonates.
Not as much as your Irish Death.
Oh, okay.
I think it's less sweet.
After it carbonates.
Oh, that'll change it.
Change a little
It'll
bit
dry
too.
out a little.
I think it's pretty good.
I'm good with it. How did we make this? We've made this before.
This was the recipe from the hot bread.
Right. Oh.
Because he actually it was not his recipe. He found the recipe online and modified it. In fact, he even modified it more for us because he only had.
That's right. You did that on the fly. I remember.
So on the fly, he modified it. Yeah.
Why? Because we're extract brewers. Why? Because we actually don't know why.
We just haven't taken the time to.
There's extra equipment.
All grain stuff, which
I have some all grain equipment stuff. I need to wash the hell out of it.
In the long run, all grain would be a little bit more work, but it'd be.
Although he was saying that really, when you boil it all down, it doesn't take that much longer.
No, it doesn't. It takes a little more.
And it's less expensive. But yeah, like the sparging, which is just a fun word to say. Say it at home for us. Sparging.
Sparging. You're just
It's
rinsing.
fun.
You're just rinsing your water.
Right.
And lautering, or whatever it is.
Loutering.
Point is, there's a few more steps involved with all grain. You make your own malt. So you just boil the grain, or not even boil them, you steep it. Kind of like what we do with the sacks, but a little more involved. And then you just separate the wort from that, and then you. Well, actually, from what I understand, a lot of when I was reading through the tome, Papazian tome.
Papazian.
Papazian. Up his name, Papazian. All those guys just mix their specialty grains and their malting grains all together.
That's a question that I've had, and I think
just make it all at once.
I think I asked Ben, and he said that's the general practice. He's like, so whereas we have to do this, this whole step,
one step for them.
This whole step would be skipped. 30 minutes steep. You take that out of the equation, which is one of the reasons it doesn't that much. longer.
Right.
Because you're eliminating a half an hour of work right here, because we have to change.
We would just have to have some things. Have water at a certain temp already at that temp before we start. Charging water, and we'd have to have the other stuff kind of ready to go, so that once we start, we can stop in the middle. Like we kind of get breaks when we. If we're doing all grain, we can't exactly. Temperature is a lot more important. In the right range.
Speaking of temperature, are you going to begin?
Probably once you get. Or maybe about halfway there. My water is at 100 degrees. I actually don't have far to go.
Oh, that's right. You started warm.
Water in there. Yours doesn't take that long to get up.
We got to make some noise.
Oh, we need we need the cans. I'll probably give yours about 10 minutes or so, and I'll get mine going.
Okay. Sounds good.
We don't even talk about what we're making yet. We'll have to do that after get back in. We get back to a seating spot, you know. We're not
Well, why don't you start? Because yours is amazing.
All right. Yeah, you're making the one that I think is amazing. So we are making our classic recipes that we know as well.
Hold on just a
Hold
second.
on. Yes. Yeah.
So, Wade, is it choppy and glitchy, or is there a really bad reverb because we're in a garage? If it's a really bad reverb because we're in a garage, yes, thank you for letting us know, but that's life. If it's choppy and glitchy, that's just let me know. Left anyways. You know, one thing I can do. Thank you for the feedback, bud.
Okay. I brought your receipt out just in case. Yours.
Oh, I have it.
So I heard you talking to someone. There's audio problems.
Yeah, there's a gentleman named Wade.
Hi Wade, thanks for viewing.
Sounds like you have noise canceling, and your voice is only picking up half. Ash. Thank you. You know what that is?
OBS got us again.
No, it's not OBS.
Oh.
That Mac, because you know what? I forgot to switch the camera.
Oh.
Thank you, Wade. Appreciate your feedback, and that is my fault. I hate Mac. It really does that. In fact, I was using my nice iPad to do another video series that I did with Timoteo and Jaime.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I ended up going with like an old dinosaur iPad because it had better audio. Because with their grand piano, yes, that one's mine. So frustrating. As soon as I get done adding these malts, I'll see if I can fix it later. I don't know if I'll be able to. Yeah, but I know exactly what he's talking about. But it would happen. They'd hit the loud notes, and this compression algorithm would kick in, and it would make everything sound muffled. and then they'd come back and try and play a quiet part. Well, the compression algorithm, may I have the compression algorithm would still be there, and so you would lose a chunk of it.
So I forgot what we were saying before but oh, I was talking about, what was I talking about? I was talking about the resurrection now? I got distracted. Anyway.
No. Let's finish up with Wade, because he says, hoping you enjoy your brew days. So maybe you're leaving. You don't have to. You can just let it run or whatever. But if you are leaving, thanks for popping in. Thanks for the feedback. Appreciate it. And yeah, man, you need to find a day to brew. Need to. It should be a priority in your life. It's like there should be like eating, sleeping, brewing, pooping, brewing. You know, you could probably move brewing up. Above sleeping. Somewhere in there. Thanks for popping in, Wade. Appreciate it. All right, so what were we? Open the door.
I don't know. We got distracted.
It happens to us a lot.
We're going to talk about the beers. I had started to bring. I mentioned I have the receipts if we wanted to go over the ingredients, and you said, "Oh, I have it." Fucked up.
Yeah.
Kind of distracted thing, and then I heard you talking to somebody, or talking to a viewer, audio issues. So yeah, we'll just start with what we're making, because I'm making.
You go first.
Good old fashioned Resurrection Ale. Probably the lost count now, 5th or 6th time, maybe even the 7th time I've made this over the years. Resurrection Ale is the very first recipe I ever designed from the ground up on my own. When I first made it, I thought it was too sweet.
I was with you.
Okay, so
I agreed.
We thought it was going to be. We thought it was too sweet. We always take a little taste test, like we were doing. These little guys right here. Like, oh no, it's too. I didn't use the right points.
My opinion was it was too sweet for the style of beer that you're making. Like, I don't mind if something has really heavy, roasty, coffee, chocolatey flavor, like with some bitter, like unsweetened coffee, unsweetened chocolate coffee. Mm-hmm. It can be a little sweeter, and I'm like good with that. But Resurrection Ale,
the style is what they call an English strong ale or an English old ale. It's a little heavy. It's a higher ABV. It's north of 7, and kind of it's slightly malty. It's not a hoppy beer at all. But anyway, the point being is, we thought it was too sweet. I thought, well, I guess this is what I get for my first time. And then Jamey said, you know what? Let's carbonate it, see what happens. Carbonated it, and it came out really good. We thought it was really good, and so we named it because it was resurrected from possibly being a drain pour beer.
That's right. That's the name.
It became known as Resurrection Ale, and over the course of a few years, as I brewed it, I've made some little changes and things. I changed hops. I changed, and I kind of reached. I document all this, by the way. I document everything I changed, and I kind of reached the threshold. I'm like, okay, now it's not a beer anymore at all.
Went too far.
So I dialed it back to some of the previous incarnations, and I think now I've got it dialed into it. Today's brew, once we get to drink it, I'll know better if I hit the mark, because I think I'm doing it the exact same way I did it last time.
Well, you're going by the recipe, right?
Based off my notes, yeah.
So I am making a Smokey Porter, which is a porter, so it's got about 6.6 pounds of malts in it, of the liquid malt extract, and then a bunch of different grains. Crystal 150, remember the next one. It has like 7 ounces of black malt, 2 ounces of British chocolate malt, some Rausch, which is a smoky flavored grain. I wanted to try a smoky flavored beer, and it turned out really good. In fact, this beer is the one that Steve likes of mine. I mean, he likes all of mine because he's a good friend. He lies to me. I'm good with that. I mean, if I really destroy a beer, he'll tell me. But, you know, short of that, he just lied to me. I don't need drugs. I feel good about myself all the time. All right? I look in the mirror plenty. So your job is to contradict the mirror. Your job.
You're awesome.
See, he's a good guy. Anyhow, so, oh, what the hell?
Well, I got your receipt right.
I didn't forget, but.
No, I know.
Thank you. So this is going to use 2 packets of Y-Yeast
I
1098.
never went over my rate.
Breeze Amber 6.6. So the company's Breeze. They refuse to put little tabs on their tinfoil tamper-proof seals. We hate you, Breeze, for that. Everything else is fine, but that we do. Willamette hops at 60 minutes. Kent Golding hops at 10 minutes. Not going to be a hoppy beer. Crystal 150, 7 ounces. Golden Naked Oats, 7 ounces. Black Malt, 12 ounces. British Chocolate Malt, 3 ounces. Rausch, 6 ounces. Standard steep, standard boil. Put it in a carboy, ferment it, make beer.
Make beer.
All right, tell us the recipe for Resurrection.
So Resurrection Ale. All right, so mine starts with 9.9 pounds of Golden Light malt extract from Breeze. Same tab issue. I used a pound of caramel malt. I asked for crystal malt. Kind of the same thing.
They're very close.
So crystal malt 20, so that way it is relatively light. And I use a quarter pound of British chocolate malt, kind of darkens it. So in the end, it comes out kind of amber ale by any means.
Step over here.
My hops are 1.5 ounces of Northern Brewer at 60-minute mark. Put in 1 ounce of Crystal. I think it was 10 minutes. I have to look at my notes. It was at 10 minutes. A standard 60-minute boil. So this has a lot of fermentables in it. High octane beer, and but great during the colder months because have a few sips that warm body.
Belly warmer.
A little belly warmer
Belly
beer.
warmer.
So it kind of warms you from the inside.
It's delicious too.
But it's light enough that you can pretty much drink it any time of the year. Even if it's hot outside, you can still.
Oh, this is fortunately.
Yeah, a lot goes into it. I mean, one kit cost me nearly $80.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I don't know if that one's as cost effective as some of the other beers I make. You know,
not everything.
that's why I
My
don't make it
paleo
too often.
number 1 is very.
I'm at a point where I might just start making smaller, simpler as in less complex with ingredients beers and just cost because prices have gone up again. That's not the fault of the store.
No.
I'm sure their costs went up, their logistics costs went up, but prices. But I'm to a point now where my beers might become more simple. If they go up even too much, wine, I'm gonna reduce. I might just brew once a month, you know.
Oh, I get it.
Brewing used to be like a way to save money on beer because you make your own beer, but now it's not so. Actually, again, that's not the fault of the brew supply store. It's not the fault of logistics. His suppliers have probably their costs are probably raised by their suppliers, and so it just filters down to the customer. Good thing about being a customer is I have a choice. I can not do it, you know.
Well, you got to cost a few. Run the.
Oh yeah, there's a
Various
lot
grades.
involved. I get it. even if you source locally, local farmers still have to charge you, to compensate some of that. Their life as a farmer, yeah.
Unless you're
again, I'm not blaming the store. He has to do what he has to do, but it's going to become a point where I'm just not going to brew so much for it anymore.
For 3 agriculture entire world, just
yeah, I get it. So
I had a friend of mine.
hopefully the economy fixes itself a little bit better so that lower prices and make plenty of profit.
It's a hard one. Like I feel like I make certainly don't want to make less money, but I also recognize that because I get paid a good wage, that impacts profit margin of the company that I'm working for, right? And so
the more they pay you, the less their profit margin is.
Right. And companies have to make profit. You have to make profit.
You can't stay in business.
You can't break even.
Yeah.
If you break even, then when COVID happens, you are gone within the months. Okay?
Oh yeah,
You're done.
I get that. That's why I'm not blaming Thor. It's like he's got to do what he's got to do to stay in business.
He's got to make profit too.
And he was forthcoming too. He put it in the newsletter. He's like, "Hey, prices is going up on something."
It's true. He did. He didn't lie. I mean,
and that was I appreciated that. But just the beers are like to make. They're expensive kits.
Well, and the thing about life, is that you can only be full patron.
All in one.
Yeah, I mean, it's get back to the Buy American thing. It's like I would love to buy only American products, but getting back to what I get paid. Now I guarantee you, there's a guy in Vietnam or Indonesia or China or wherever doing the same job that I'm doing and making less than half of what I make. I guarantee you that's true, right? And so he produces a product and it gets imported, and so I look at the American product and it costs, let's say, $20 per unit. And I look at imported product and it costs $5 per unit.
Right.
And if I were rich, maybe I could stand on principle and say, I am going to pay that $20. I've done that before. The local music store. I found I needed a bass drum head. I found the bass drum head on Amazon, $30. Went into the store, said, I know it's going to cost more. Yeah, $75 to buy it from the local music store. And I thought about it and I said, do it. I can do that once in a while. Once in a while I can get away with that. Okay. I cannot do that with everything that I buy.
Oh no,
I just can't afford it. Because I have basic needs like food, gasoline, electricity, propane.
You kind of have a family too,
Yes. Family with 2 children that don't know how to turn off everything. You know about that.
Yeah.
Now it's Jamey alone. All by myself. All by myself. I don't want to be all by myself.
Okay.
Don't stop me. I'm on a roll.
Carry on. As we used to say in the Navy, I'm going to carry on smartly.
Which is really the only way that I'd like you to carry on, because the option is unintelligently. And why?
No, we have enough of that.
Yes, we do. Like that crazy blue car yesterday. Holy crap.
Unintelligent person.
American friends. Friends from America. The roundabout is here to stay. We have discovered the roundabout. And it is really not that bad. Until you screw it up and almost die. I don't know what this guy did.
Because you're an impatient idiot.
Yeah, yesterday we were we were driving to get the beer supplies, and we're in a roundabout, and a car was in the roundabout in the lane, and they were going to get off on what would be considered the third exit. And so he's doing this, and this little car zips in front of him, gets in a different lane, and then cuts right across him as he's exiting the roundabout. Both me and Steve were like, that guy's an idiot. Little silver car was on his toes, though. He didn't hit him.
Didn't hit him. It was lucky, too, because the idiot in the blue car was just, I'm going to go over here. We got hit in that intersection.
Did you really?
Same thing. Lady didn't understand how the roundabout worked. She started to pull out in front of us, or not pull out in front of us. She pulled out as we were coming around and tagged us, like right here. We were in her old Jeep.
Well, they changed that roundabout, and I don't know if they did.
Right.
Because they eliminated the one lane. And so one lane kind of enter the roundabout and immediately get out and go on straight to the next town. And the other lane, which is the inner lane, is the lane that gets off on the next exit, which really, your inner lane should be for like going almost all the way around.
Like making a U-turn.
Yeah.
And it used to be that way.
But they had accidents then.
But they had both lanes actually exit on the other road.
Yeah, that's the problem. In any case, Americans, learn how to drive in a roundabout. So, we're now waiting for boil. Boils, we'll add our hops. And we will set a timer for 1 hour. So we have at least another hour of bad audio. Really don't think I can fix it midstream. The option is stop the stream, start again, or yeah, that's kind of the option. Let's see if I can fix it. Steve is gone anyways.
I think I can make it work. Are you still going, or is it trying to...
It let me do it.
Oh, sweet.
It let me change microphones right in the middle of the stream, and now it's really hot. We'll turn that down a little bit so we're down below the red line.
Ah, okay. Sweet.
At this point, it either fixed things and it's better for people, or it didn't.
One or the other, yes.
Whoa, okay, so we're boiling. We're boiling. Of course, of course.
Don't mind me.
That was a close one. Steve, why weren't you watching my pot while I was not watching my pot? Why were both of us not watching the pot?
The audacity.
Well, one of us is working for the boss.
Okay, last heavy thing.
You know, while you're over there, you could just grab some Willamette hops out of your fridge.
Easy enough. Just one? Oh.
Yeah, there should be only one.
that's all
It's
you have.
Willamette. Willamette's the first, and then Kent Golding's is the second.
Alright. Here's your,
Do I have a
Willamette?
flame? Or is that just hissing gas?
It's hissing. Which one? Hi, bro.
You know what's funny? So, this charger, another charger. Exact same length, same blade, exact color, just a different box. Same brand, everything. One was $4 more.
Okay,
I don't
we have got boiled. Let's go ahead and switch away. We're not going to switch to pot cam right now. We have a lot of traffic. And pot cam is a wired camera, so.
Sorry for the noise. Good work. Totally professional.
That's all right. We're real. That's right. We're real and authentic. All right. Good to go.
Boily, boily.
Let us begin. So I saw something. I was listening to actually Canadian news today.
Yeah.
And your real and authentic comment is what made me think of this.
There you
For some reason, they were discussing the. We need a little change in here. For some reason, they were discussing the. That's odd. Why is there no cam? I know I plugged it in. Okay, so we're not going to do that. No pot cam again because I don't know. But the microphone seems to work. Doesn't matter. Anyhow, they were discussing that's a fiasco. They were discussing
Doesn't come back yet.
it will in a minute. Give the lag time to catch up.
There it is. Oh, hey, is this working?
Right? They were discussing the debate coming up on Tuesday, which I'm all excited to watch. I'm all about watching the debate. Woohoo! And the thing that they mentioned, they're mentioning, there's a point to this. They were talking about.
No, my face was because I'm like, I have no confidence.
Well, you know, the problem is it's not a debate.
Oh.
A true debate would be like, you know, you get up there, immigration, what is your solution? Right? 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay, now, defend your solution, 90 seconds, 90 seconds. Now, poke holes in the other person's solution, 90 seconds, 90 seconds. However long the time is.
Right.
But the point is, it's a debate. It's one topic. You get your side, they get their side.
Right.
And then
not a bunch of childish jabs, you know.
Well, the problem is it's not even just that it's childish jabs. It's Vice President Harris. How do you defend your prosecutorial record when you were in Los Angeles or California and you?
What does that have to do with anything? You know?
And you let these people off the hook, and you did this to these people, and there's all these questions about the fairness and the honesty of your prosecution, right?
Right.
It's like, okay. And then it's like, President Trump, how do you defend the fact that you think January 6th was legitimate and that we should have done yada, 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 whatever. It's like, those are not related.
They're not defending the same thing.
No, it's like it needs to be one topic. Immigration, gun control, abortion, foreign aid, taxes. One topic. What is your view on this? But that's not the way our debates. They're not debates. It's not a debate. A debate is where you have one issue and you come at different sides from it.
No, now it's like defend something that you're being persecuted for.
However, I still want to see the debate because I want to see.
It'd be laughable.
I want to see Harris get up there and just say the same adjective 19 times in one sentence.
Word salad.
And then just watch Trump barely string together a whole sentence and basically just insult Harris the whole time. Because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yes, word salad, definitely word salad.
Alright, Steve timer's going.
I mean, nothing is going to come to light as far as a policy.
Oh, I know. I have no. That's why I said earlier I have no confidence in the debate as a. Hey, it's just going to be jabs or defending something that everybody knows that they believe in, or whatever, or they've been called out on or something,
Exactly.
Like, well, why don't you? If we're gonna do that, then why doesn't each one get to talk on whatever that topic is then? President Trump, how do you feel about Kamala's Vice President Harris's record as a prosecutor, blah blah blah, XYZ? They're not gonna do that.
No, it's, like I said, it's not a debate. It's like I don't know, it's like an hour and a half campaign thing.
Right.
Where they just insult each other at the same time. It's like a Jerry Springer campaign show.
Flip it around, it's not double dip.
I'm not worried.
Yeah. Jerry Springer campaign show, that's probably the best way to put it. Seriously.
Yeah, they just talk at each other. You know.
I don't know, man.
But I still want to watch because I think it'll be fun. I'll probably end up working later doing something. I've got a
What day does this come on?
Tuesday. Probably be around 6 o'clock.
Be at work. But
Yeah.
probably watch it over the internet.
I got lucky with the last debate because it seemed to disappear from the internet. But I wanted to watch the last one, which the last debate was laughable.
I can probably watch it live.
There was one cool thing that happened with the last debate, and that was that they said microphones off,
Oh, right.
right? And I think the Democrats were the ones who pushed that. And the reason they pushed that is because, I mean, we can just be honest because even the Democrats admit this now. Joe Biden is not mentally capable to fire back against the speed with which Trump would have been shooting little jabs, right? I mean, he wouldn't be able to handle it.
Right.
Trump would have just overwhelmed him with volume of just nonsense, if you want to say, right? But the problem that the Democrats found, they thought that would help them, but it actually hurt them because the one thing it did was it eliminated Trump's ability to look like a pompous ass.
Right.
Because he had to shut up. And so it's like, he's done. He's got no more, he's got no more words that he's allowed to say, so he's not looking like an idiot. Well, this time, they got a hold of ABC, the Democrat Party did, and said, we want the microphones on the whole time. 100%, the goal was to allow Trump to run his mouth and look like a bully. And ABC said, nope, microphones are off when the other candidate is talking. Which, me as a viewer, is great because that debate between Trump and Biden, even though it was kind of just ridiculous, it was still so much better than the 2016 debates. Where everybody's talking over each other, you can't understand anyone, all they're doing is insulting each other and trying to just run their mouths. I hope that the media, legacy or otherwise, sticks with it.
Right.
It's like, this is the new format.
Microphone's off.
Yep. Once it's not your turn, the microphone is off.
Yeah, you're not gonna get a chance to be rude
And that was the other thing that was cool, is that when they hit their time limit,
oh, yeah.
that was good.
Yep, no, that's good. So ABC is posting, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hope they don't screw it up.
See where I can find it online.
I guess in the grand scheme of things, CNN didn't screw it up either. So
No, actually,
I was expecting them to. I was expecting them to be very biased.
no, they actually did a really good job. Both the moderators, they asked questions. They did not attack the candidates. And I think maybe that's because they learned, because that was something that was mentioned from the 2016. It's like, are you a moderator or are you one of the participants? Because right now it's really looking like you're a participant.
Right.
You need to let the candidate hang himself. Don't try and hang him. we've had some interesting things happen. I saw the Kamala Harris interview with Dana Bash. I guess it's Dana, it's not Dana. Dana. Forever it's been Dana Bash, and now suddenly it was changed to Dana. Passive aggressive, you'll say my name right. Whatever. Your name is spelled Dana. Every other person who spells that name that way pronounces it Dana. You pronounce it Dana. You're the idiot.
Alright.
It's like that girl who spelled her name Ashley, Ashleigh. It's like the only thing that your mother has done is force you to spell your name for the rest of your life. It still sounds like Ashley.
Yeah.
Ashley. Ashley. My name. Don't spell it stupid. There is an advantage to that. Like I spell my last name I spell my name EY. Right? It helps with Google results. Because most Jameys are either IE
yeah.
or they're spelled like Jaime's name now. Jaime.
Oh,
I
right.
say it's Jamey. It's like, no, that's Jaime.
That's Jaime.
Sorry, that is Spanish and it's pronounced Jaime. But EY is not a common spelling.
Yeah, I noticed that. Coming in now. Might have to put the door up. Sun's coming right through the window, and the window
I think,
glass amplifies sunlight.
well, the goal was to keep it less cold, less warm in here, but I think closing the door has increased the heat.
Well, the
quotient.
sun's at a point now where the it's not as bad as it was, you know. Throw open the door, it's just cold, not too hot.
Don't worry, winter's coming.
Winter is coming.
A couple days here, we won't be able to brew it all because all the hoses will be frozen.
You get a new hose too, because I hate that hose. I need a hose that's resistant to like collapsing like that one did.
I'll buy you one. I know which one to get. I have 4 of them. I love them. Provided Napa still sells them.
Oh, okay.
Let me buy it. I get a good discount.
Okay. I won't stop you then.
Yes. You can pay me back if you want or not worry about it, but let me get it.
I can pay you in beer. No. Something if it's something dumb like $80, let me pay you for it.
No, I think the last time I bought it was like $40 or something. It's not terribly expensive.
Because that worthless hose, I think I spent like $88 at Ace. That thing's crap as we found out.
Well, I think that if you bought it, it might be like $60, $70, $80.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna get the same discount you would get. I get that.
I think technically I'm not supposed to get that discount, but there was a computer glitch and nobody decided to fix it, and I'm not saying anything.
Good thing I don't watch our broadcast.
I really hope Napa's not watching. I don't think they are.
Napa's like, oh yeah?
Well, let us fix that. Damn it.
Damn it. I don't know. You might be in the system as a special member or something because you're an employee, you know.
Well, there's a couple discounts that I get for working with. I work for a major customer, so.
Yeah. Part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
They know that, you know, like, oh, he's one of our he works for one of our customers now. We wouldn't want to tarnish that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
20 minutes.
I also know that I have friends at Napa who will fix it if they have to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no doubt.
As long as the store's making money, they don't. So when Doyle owned the store, it was till by till. Figure out the profit from each till, so to speak. It wasn't really quite that granular. But now, corporate Napa, they just look at the store.
I see.
So, like, if one of the guys sold everything all day at employee discounts to everyone, but the other folks, yeah, he would definitely lose money. It'd be zero profit, you know. And the other folks all sold regular.
Right.
Corporate Napa wouldn't see it. You know, the manager might see it, but corporate Napa wouldn't see it because they only look at the store.
The overall picture.
Mm-hmm.
We don't look at the individual stuff. Yeah, I get that.
The stuff is a little better once it gets warmer.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
Brings out some of the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the second one. We probably should switch to all days
Yeah.
after this. Maybe have one of those later, but for now, let's switch a little bit. You know?
Yeah, like 2 hours from now later.
Yeah. Like maybe when we're done brewing, you know?
Yes.
When we go to have dinner or do a YouTube thing, whatever. You know.
After we're done with all this craziness.
After we're done thinking, having to think.
Or at least having to pay attention.
Yeah. Right.
This cheese dip is much better than the other stuff.
Yeah, it's not so runny like the other one. Not sure how I feel about the bacony flavor, but you know, as a cheese dip, it's definitely fake.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it doesn't run off the pretzel like the other one did.
Yep.
Yeah, I like. Well, no, the one I really liked was that beer cheese, and you got.
Oh yeah.
So she asked me if I really liked it. I don't think she got any more, but that's okay. Next time. I was eating it on the. I go from work, crackers and after work. I've been trying not to eat like meals after work. I get home so late, and then I go to bed right away. Like I shouldn't. I've been just trying to keep it small, like a couple crackers, some cheese, just enough to take the little hunger edge off, but not to fill up. You know.
I need to do two things. I need to, number one, stop hoping that through all my doom scrolling something interesting will come up. Because the truth is, all the interesting things that I find on Facebook, you know,
Right.
are within the first 5 minutes.
Gotcha.
After that, there's nothing interesting.
Oh crap.
Yep. The second thing is I need to stop eating because I get the munchies.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why don't you go to bed at 10:30 instead of 11:30? You wake up at 4:15 in the morning. Go to bed earlier. And then it's Mirror. You're a dumbass. It's like, I hate you, Mirror. Weren't for the fact that I had to shave, I would bust you.
I used to give my wife crap like that too because she doesn't. Her schedule changed. She doesn't get up so early, but she would get up at 5 back in the day
Right.
to get ready for work. But then she wouldn't go to bed till midnight. I'm like,
That's hurting yourself.
why are you complaining that you're tired? Oh, I wonder why. You stay up till midnight scrolling on your phone and then get up at 5, huh?
Well, beyond that, sleep deprived people, I mean, it has actual physical health detriment. Like, I've seen articles that
I know.
compare it to diabetes
Right.
and high blood pressure. It causes high blood pressure and heart disease. It's like, it's kind of like that whole, I once saw a study that said being sedentary, just sitting on your butt all
Doing
the time,
shit, yeah.
is as bad for you as smoking a full pack of cigarettes a day.
Yeah. You're not doing anything.
Yeah, you're just like, yeah. So the one thing I have done recently, and I mentioned this the other day, I have started walking on my treadmill. Now I don't.
That's good. That's a good start.
I don't run. I don't think I ever will run. But what I will do is increase the angle. So,
Right. So it's a little more of a challenge. Yeah.
well, you got. I mean, part of it is just walking. I've met one physical therapist. The jury's out in the physical therapy community as to whether running is good or not.
It's probably not good on your knees.
You
Excessive running. I mean,
right.
yeah.
Well, I think here's the way I think it. Once, if you're not damaged, go for it.
Right.
Once you're damaged, you need to
yeah.
throttle back. Because yeah, it is. There's a lot of pounding and stuff.
Yeah. It's high impact.
Yeah, it is high impact.
You are putting high impact on your ankles, on your knees, your hips.
We got to respond to whoever that blue dot is.
Sorry, we can't see the name Blue Dot, but we see that you commented.
I can look right over here and see the name.
But thanks for commenting.
We'll be right with you. We'll figure it out. But anyways, so I've been doing the walking, and the other thing is, you know, I'm kind of simulating. So like, you know, I go hunting every fall.
Right.
So I'm gonna crank it up to 40,
Oh, yeah.
which is like we're
up and
gonna
down mountains
pretend
when
we're
you're
climbing
hunting,
mountains
Yeah.
at home. So I have started doing that because you know I dropped Tim off stupid early. I get back to my house an hour and a half before I have to be at work.
Like no point
It's
going
like,
back to bed.
No point in going back to bed. What am I gonna do? I can surf Facebook. No.
No, you know, honestly, dude, good on you for using that time smartly like that, just that little bit. I can help you, man, because we're not getting any younger, brother. We're not getting any younger, you know. Who's this?
It is Jem,
Hey!
who is currently living the lifestyle that we are talking against. 1 a.m. in bed, watching our video instead of sleeping.
And then has to be up at 6 a.m.
God bless you, Jemalia.
Well, thanks, Jim, for staying up so late on a work night. School. I guess it's a school night because he's a teacher, right? I think you're a teacher, aren't
Are
you?
you still a teacher? That's that. Yeah, she
Well,
was.
I've noticed in the
Special needs too.
Okay, because I know in the Urcrom's, the mansion, there's a channel in there now for teachers. Kind of a
Well,
teachers go and talk. I remember she had posted some things in there. People were making jokes.
Her last thing is, I am Blue Dot. You are indeed Blue Dot.
You are Blue Dot because that's all we can see.
Oh, good. 1 a.m. and you're up at 6 a.m. You're a psycho.
I hit it right.
Go to bed. Go to bed. Thank you for the views. We'll take the stat. Now go to bed. I mean, unless you want us to talk about the Vikings, we can talk about. What do you know about the Minnesota Vikings? That's fine. You know anything about the Minnesota Vikings?
They're from Minnesota.
Are they the most awesome team in the NFL?
Yes.
Yes, they're the best team in the NFL, right?
If I was from New England, I would say they're wicked awesome.
They are wicked awesome. If I was from Boston, I'd say it with an even heavier accent.
Oh yeah.
Because that is that best team. Great horns on the whole mascot.
All jokes aside, I don't know much about Minnesota Vikings other than that they're the Minnesota team.
The only thing I know about the Minnesota Vikings is that Jem likes them.
Yeah, you've mentioned that in the past, though. Actually, I actually knew that you like Minnesota Vikings. Which is
Weird
cool.
English people. Why are you following the NFL? We are the only country that has this stupid sport. Soccer is the game, or football.
He says football.
Football or football, or I don't know. What do you call it in England? I think they call it football, right?
Football, yeah.
It's football.
Yeah.
But it's probably a little more posh.
Everywhere else, it's football.
Right.
Everywhere, literally
Football.
everywhere, it's football.
It's like football. Manchester United.
And this, if you're in Mexico, it's football.
Football. See? Yeah.
No, yeah. Every other country in the world that has that game where you kick a ball with your feet, they call it football. The United States, we call it soccer. Why? I don't know. Don't know.
Oh, poor Peter. Yes.
Oh, what's going on?
The Washington Nationals.
Okay, weren't they formerly known as the Redskins?
They were the
Okay.
Redskins, and Peter has bailed on them because.
Oh, because they changed?
Yes, because Peter knows that what's in a name. We could go all the way to Romeo and Juliet if you want that.
Exactly. I think it's dumb that they changed their name.
Well, you know why it's really dumb? Is because the number of people that were offended by that was like 50 actual Native Americans in Washington, D.C.
Right.
Maybe about 1 million middle-class white women and their husbands who didn't really care, but they were smart enough to be offended with their wives. And that's it. Out of a country of 350 million people, those were the offended people.
Yeah.
And they changed their name. And then there were Indians, like Native Americans, coming out and saying, hey, we like the Redskins.
That was our team!
Their mascot is a real person. That's not just a generic Indian on there.
I got you.
Like, that is, I mean, obviously it's not picture perfect, but
Right.
it is modeled after a real Indian chief. So it's like, just because we say this doesn't mean we're insulting them. I mean...
No, I would think it's kind of an honor. It's like, man, we got a football team,
It's like the Vikings. You don't see a bunch of Nordic people like, oh, hurdy, why you called the Vikings? Oh, we are insulting God. Now that's insulting.
Meanwhile, our friends from nowhere are like,
Yeah.
I am so right.
You know what? You are done.
right now. You are not getting a Christmas card from me this year.
Hurdy-gurdy.
How dare you make fun of my Viking heritage,
I'm serious,
No, I know
you
what
know?
you mean, yeah. Minnesota Vikings are a team, and people in Norway and Finland and all Scandinavia are not making a big deal about it,
A whole bunch of Cowboys don't get upset about the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, in Texas, yeah.
And those guys got a reason to because, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
what the deal with is the Cowboys, and people hate the Cowboys. It's like a cool, trendy thing to hate the Cowboys.
Well, I don't know. For years, they were like the quote-unquote America's team kind of thing, They were America's sweetheart in football for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Because they always got to play on, the Thanksgiving holiday, which is an American thing. I get that. They played the Thanksgiving game, And so they were always just like the sweetheart of the country. Then, for whatever reason, yeah, they just kind of got this bad rap now. I don't know why.
Oh, check this out. So Peter's kind of following this. So he now follows the Bills, the Buffalo Bills. So
Okay,
New York.
New York, yeah.
All right, that's.
I don't know much about the Bills, but I know they were good for a while. I mean, they might still be good. I just don't
At
know
least they're
anymore.
not out of New York City, so that's
Yeah.
fine. All right. She says Peter said they wouldn't let an actual Native American into the stadium because he was wearing a headdress.
What?
Because they had banned headdresses. He said that was the last straw. I'm with you, man.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah.
No, political correctness. At this point, people are just trying. It's like
They're
Andy
reaching.
Warhol, 15 Minutes of Fame. I want to be
Yeah.
offended.
I'm not. Yeah, I need to be offended
That
by
song,
something.
I want to be sedated. No, it's not, I want to be offended.
I gotta keep moving because the sun. Is
I know,
really
the sun
bugging
chases
me.
you. It's weird. No matter where we go, the sun,
Sun
cooks
just
Steve.
cooks me no matter where I sit.
And I sit cool.
We used to
and
brew at
nice.
Jamey's house. Same thing.
And the
You just-
sun would chase him. Some evil demonic thing, you know? See? We need Jesus. I should probably move.
I was about to say,
Might have to go to confession for that one. That really is. I mean, it's just dumb.
No, and I don't blame people for going. I'm with you because of that. You know, I don't blame them because I'd probably be the same way. Well, you know, I used to be a fan of George R. R. Martin. I'm not a fan anymore because of his political rantings he put on his thing. You know, I'm just like I don't. Not to mention you were trying to copy J.R.R. Tolkien, but
Oh yeah.
especially in your name.
Hey,
Come on.
Yeah.
J.R.R. Tolkien, George R. R. Martin. Huh.
Yeah. It's just like, are there even 2 R's in your name? I bet not.
So anyway,
You know, the hard part-
I don't like the way he went political on his not a blog. It's called not a blog,
Not a blog?
and it's just like
But it's a blog, isn't it?
but it's a blog,
Mm-hmm.
but it's called not a blog. But the point is, like, I used to go there for information because I wanted to know when the next book was coming out. You know, I was a fan.
Yeah,
You know,
you and the rest of the fan base.
the writing is good. I mean, I'm not gonna say that about him, but just when he mixed in his politics into that part of that thing, you know, it's like.
Yep.
No, man. If you want to do political stuff, do a different website for political stuff. Don't mix it in your Song of Ice and Fire world. You know, come on, man.
Well,
It killed me as a fan. I'm like, I don't even care anymore about Winds of Winter. That's the next book. You know, Winds of Winter. I was chomping at the bit for that book. Now I'm just like, whatevs. I didn't watch this. I haven't seen the second season of House of the Dragon. First season was good. I read the book. And then I saw that, and I'm just like, not interested anymore. Yeah, I can understand when things happen that just kill they just destroy it, you know, because they're doing things for the wrong reasons, you know. I get a little buzzed now, so my words aren't coming out very well. I'm not using my words right.
we definitely need to move on to
Yeah.
the session
Let's
beer.
go back to session beers, because yeah, these porters are a little bit stiff, man.
But the thing is this could be interesting topic number 4 or 5, actually. We've had some decent conversation today. Some days we don't.
They were so decent that we forgot to talk about the beers we were making.
Yeah, I mean, we're rocking and rolling there. But that whole concept, and don't worry, Jem, we will get to your comment that I've read here.
Oh, I had about a little under 5 minutes left on my steep.
I have 32 minutes left on my boil, so
Okay.
I think we're right in the zone.
I'm gonna grab my cans again.
But it is really, you have to kind of really use some judgment when you decide on whether you are going to consume someone's artistic product or output based on their political or religious or worldview, right? So, for example, it's pretty strong evidence that Tchaikovsky was gay, right? There are
I've heard that.
millions and millions of Christians, a religion in which homosexuality is a sin, who love Tchaikovsky. I'm a big fan of Tchaikovsky. I like the Russian composers, all of them. Rimsky-Korsakov, Tchaikovsky, freaking Prokofiev, all those guys. I like the sound.
Barishnikov. Not a composer.
Not the composer. We're talking about music here, Steve.
Well, it's related. Barishnikov was a ballet dancer.
True. No, I don't like him because my wife watches him and I get all jealous.
Oh.
She's like, oh, turn around again. It's like, stop it. Stop it. This is art. Nope, it's porn. My wife is watching porn.
Because he had a cod piece in there to make it look bigger.
And very tight buns. We went to the Nutcracker, and that's all my wife can puff. She's like, oh my goodness, their buns. Look at their buns. I'm like, yes, I'm looking at their buns. Why? And now I'm looking at a man's ass.
Thanks for making me look.
Wendy, stop it. Can we please elevate? Nope, we can't. You know, even I can't now. Hey, I got a beer down here. It's like, shh. Yeah, fuck you. We're looking at asses now. I know. Don't worry. We're like an hour in.
We are totally
yeah,
PG-13
We went PG-13 with that one. But you get my point. It's like, nah, we're looking at butts now. This stopped being an artistic experience. Why? Because my wife mentioned buns 8 times in the last 5 minutes. I gotta admit, the guy's got nice buns. I mean, yeah, he could probably crack a walnut between those things.
It is the Nutcracker, so, you know.
He'll be here all week. Well, he really will. It's his house. That's not where I was going. Oh, I got it. But my point is that, so, if you judge Tchaikovsky's music based on his sexual orientation, then as a Christian, you're like, nope. Beethoven, in fact, most of them, as far as their sexual, like, proclivities, I mean, there's, like, Bach. Bach was true and well.
Bach probably never got laid.
Bach had 20 children.
Other than just for procreation.
Right.
But I don't think he got laid just to get laid, you know.
That's,
I don't know. I'm just being silly. But
he was Protestant. The Lutherans were Protestant. He was a Lutheran.
He was Lutheran? Okay.
But still, there's Bach. I know that Schumann, Robert and Clara Schumann, they need to make a romantic movie about Robert and Clara Schumann. It would be good. I would watch it.
Were they swingers?
No, they were devoted to each other beyond belief. Schumann went crazy, and Clara stuck it out with him, even though Brahms was in love with her, and obviously so. It's not like he made moves, but it was like nobody was under any illusions about how Brahms
he's got the hots.
felt about Clara. It's like Brahms
got
the hots for Clara. So anyways,
we're not hiding that.
it would make, you could take historical fiction and take some artistic license with it.
Right.
I think it would be great because really Clara stuck it out right till Robert died. She never abandoned him. Clara Schumann is fucking awesome. We still at PG-13?
We're at rated R now.
Rated R, okay. That's 2 F-bombs.
We've dropped 2 F-bombs, so now we're rated R. It goes to rated R. It could be a G movie, but if you drop an F-bomb that actually relates to coitus, it's rated R. You can drop
from G to R in one step.
You can drop one F-bomb as long as it's not relating to coitus and be PG-13. It's when you drop a second F-bomb, we're now officially R. So.
Okay, good night, Jem.
Good night.
And by the way, we totally understand the whole hard to choose a team. I'm from Montana. We have no teams. You just pick whoever you want.
Right.
He's like, I like the.
I don't even have a football team.
I like the Jaguars, and he should. He should be like the Oilers or the Cowboys.
Oh no.
Nope, he hates those guys. So you're kind of screwed.
Oh no, I'm not a hater. I just drink the Cowboy Kool-Aid, man. Yeah.
Well, no.
I am from Texas, but yeah, I was just born there, lived there for most of my life, but I don't like ascribe to.
I'm not a football guy.
Because I'm from Texas, I have to like the Oilers or whatever. Yeah, same. I don't really care too much football. American football, let me clarify. I'd rather watch soccer match than
Well, soccer is more fun.
Well, what's funny about soccer though, and I've noticed this. I don't know how true this is, but it seems like to me that I don't know. This was when I was down at the bar and they had some soccer games going on, and a couple guys would going for the ball together, and somebody falls out, or whatever, and they just seem to be like way more dramatic about that than.
That is something I've noticed in
and
soccer.
I'm like, is this guy for real?
Like in football, a guy gets hit so hard that he comes 2 feet off the ground, spins 3 times around in the air, lands on his head, picks himself up, goes bleh, and gets back in the game.
Right.
Right? A soccer player gets barely brushed by another team, and he's like, "Oh!"
Well, yeah,
Oh!
I've heard they do that on purpose because it might help the other team get a penalty.
Yeah, you know, in my mind, it just means like, yeah, you guys are a bunch of like wimps.
Yeah, it's like
No
really?
wonder America doesn't like you. You're like kind of fruity. No, we like tough sports, not pansy sports.
Well, then
Rugby.
I was saying my answer to that would be rugby because rugby they don't wear pads.
No, rugby guys, but you know, I don't understand rugby. I think rugby is really just war with a ball. And then occasionally the ball goes somewhere and they have to declare a ceasefire before they start the war again. All right, goodbye, Jim. Go to bed.
Good night, Jim. Thanks for hanging out with us. There's been some American rugby leagues. Vinny, my friend Vinny, you know, he played on like a local American rugby league.
Mm-hmm.
Said one of the guys, they got tackled. Or they got like a big, whatever they call it, big skirmish. We know whatever we went down, but because there's no pads or protection, this dude's testicle got smashed, like blew up. Like it didn't blow up over his leg, but like he got done with the game, and it's like I think I need to go to the hospital. Excuse me. He's like I think I need to go to the hospital, and his like nutsack was like that big, you know, because it literally just exploded that one testicle inside the scrotum. I know it sounds kind of weird to say that, but.
No, I get it. We could stop talking about this anytime you want.
Poor guy, you know, I'm like, good lord, man. Why?
Yeah, there's a little. Well, bull riding, before they used to really encourage the helmets and stuff, there were some horrific injuries. This guy got hit by a bull so hard, it cracked his skull and his eyeballs popped out.
Holy shit.
Bull's head came back as he was going forward and I mean, they didn't come out and they were dangling on the optic nerve, but like they were like loose in the sockets. It scrambled him good. Yeah, there's some stuff that's just not worth it. Not worth it.
Yep. How tough you are or whatever.
But yeah, choosing what artistic content to consume or, enjoy based on the political or lifestyle of the person who produced it can be tricky, because, like I said, with the exception of the Schumanns and Bach, Mendelssohn was probably alright too. But Beethoven very clearly had excessive lovers. Fauré, was it Fauré or Debussy? It was Fauré. Fauré had a mistress beyond his wife and daughter,
Right, I got you.
And
no, I don't care what Martin's political sides are. I don't care who he votes for.
you just wish he wouldn't put it into his writing.
Don't mix it into. Well, I never noticed anything in the actual stories. And that was Stephen King. Now Stephen King.
Oh yeah,
was mixing his political views in the stories he was writing.
And you said it was like impossible to ignore.
You're just
That's
like,
how thick it was.
It's just like, really, dude? But anyway, no. What got me was that his comments he was making on that not a blog thing, which is associated with his Song of Ice and Fire stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, it's just a general website. It's his website, but it's like if you want to go on political tirades and you're commenting, don't do it there. Do it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully he hasn't put it in his books yet that I can tell. Now there's a lot of stuff he's written that I have not read, so maybe it's there. But out of the Game of Thrones series of books, Game of Thrones is actually only the name of the first book. The series is called Song of Ice and Fire.
I know.
A lot of people don't know that. They assume the whole thing is called Game of Thrones because they only know it as of from HBO.
I only know because you've told me.
The whole series, folks, it was a book before it was this HBO series. Anyway, most people know that by now because the show has been off here for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They did a spin-off of it, not really a spin-off, but there's another book he wrote, which is it's all in the same world, takes place, a number of years before the actual Game of Thrones events. So that became
Same universe?
Yeah, it's just like a prequel, if you want to call it. It takes place like 300 years before Game of Thrones.
the random tune of cool water and a heating pad. Not quite Song of Ice and Fire.
But but you know, it was a book, and then it became an HBO series, which I watched. And I'm like, oh, pretty cool. They did a good job. I read the book. Only one book in this case, not five. Waiting on the two. And then I saw that comment, or I noticed like a trend in his not a blog.
Yeah, he started to take his general website and make it more of a political platform.
It's kind of like,
who was it? Who was it that I said it was? I forget who it was. It might have been Alice Cooper, or I think it was Alice Cooper. For some reason, Alice Cooper memes keep showing up on my Facebook page. Apparently, Facebook thinks I love Alice Cooper, which I don't mind Alice Cooper, but not a real big. Not like I'm a devoted fan.
He's been around for a long time.
Anyway, it's obvious if you look at him.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, whoever this rock star was, I do think it was Alice Cooper. He's like, I really don't think that we, as rock and roll stars, should be out there telling people how to vote.
Oh no, I agree. I think if you're a celebrity or a star, rock and roll
Right.
star, you should just keep your political stuff to yourself.
Well, you can. I think you can still share your belief. I wouldn't want to silence a rock and roll star. It's like, hey, Mr. Cooper. It's like, please, could you only sing about sex and drugs? Anything real and substantial? I don't want to hear
We
your
don't want to hear
opinion
that.
on. I think that's kind of unfair to him. He's still a human being, right? And we know just from listening to, particularly metalheads, like they've all been before Congress during the PMRC, D. Snyder and. Did you already take the thing?
Yeah, I did. Okay. I think it was like, wait a minute. I did. I peeled
It'll be fine. You're gonna boil it.
I peeled them.
But in any case, they're not stupid people, right?
Not all of them.
No,
Some are.
Well, okay.
There are some dumb rock stars.
Yeah, there are some dumb rock stars, but they're not necessarily stupid. It's like, well, I guess the point is they are no less intelligent than the average American.
Right.
And some are incredibly well spoken, and it always surprises people because you're always like, yeah, he's just gonna say, dude, so cool, yeah, F you and stuff like that, which is, watch it, you're coming out of your pot. I find it funny that I'm saying F you now when I dropped 3 F-bombs earlier. But, it's what it is.
Right, we're already.
I was emphasizing a very important point about how awesome Clara Schumann was.
Fucking A.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Steve, for supporting me. I don't even know much of Clara Schumann's music. I just know that she supported her husband through mental illness to the end. I'm pretty sure he died in that mental institution. He went like flipping crazy.
Like schizo.
I don't know, but he had some serious mental problem and he ended up institutionalized and Clara stuck with him. And for that, just for that, I will listen to every one of her concerts. Even though she's dead. Still pay her back. Pay her back. What is it? Postmortem repayment. That doesn't. I don't think posthumous. No, that's after the hummus.
Posthumously.
Thank you. Anyhow, where were we going? So I wouldn't want to deny a rock and roll star their voice, right?
Right.
And their platform. It's like, I'm sorry, Mr. Young. I'm sorry, Mr. Dio. I'm sorry, Mr. Dickinson. You are not allowed to talk politics because you have an outsized platform and we don't feel it's fair. It's like, nah, that's uncool too. You gotta let them talk. But I do agree with, I don't think that you should tell people, vote for Kamala Harris. Vote for Donald Trump. You could say, this is how I feel about this issue. And I personally feel you should never tell people who, unless it's ad hoc, like post facto, after the fact. When I go, I generally don't tell people who I'm going to vote for going up into. It's only after. And usually it's years after.
Oh no, I'm the same way. I don't tell people what to vote for.
It's like, who'd you vote for in 2016? Well, it's only 2017, so it's too soon. But in 2012, I'll tell you who I voted for. Alright.
We're through the most difficult part.
What do we got? I've got 15 minutes left. Well, I've got 5 minutes until I need to add my hops. These are all recycling, right?
Yeah, that's recycling.
5 minutes to add my second set of hops. Door's a little low. Oh, we can't switch over to pot cam because for some reason the camera didn't pick up.
Somebody tuning in's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't see anybody.
I have come across YouTube live feeds like that before. It's like, what am I looking at?
What's happening here? All right, I will try to substitute for now. Steve Alone. Not that anybody knows who I am who logs in just now.
He's Steve, and he's alone.
Wait. I must change my eyes. The sun is coming through a window in my garage. It just blinds me whenever I look that way.
Now you are uber cool Steve.
Now I'm like
Alone.
Terminator Steve.
Terminator Steve.
I'll be drinking more beer. Yeah.
I need to get my hops.
Speaking of beer, we need beers too. There's two in there on the shelf.
Oh, I see them. I see them.
You can grab those and we'll use those for now. Get a fire on. Yep. Okay.
One for you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Because, yeah, I mean, just two of those beers, I'm already feeling nummy, dude.
I'm feeling it too, and I drink more than you, and so that says something.
That means these beers are strong.
Yeah.
In a good way. All right, timer.
But it does mean that we have to exercise responsibility. I hate that word.
I have to work tomorrow. So do you.
You have to work at what time?
Technically, I go on the clock at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yes, 15:30 for those of you who have adopted the 24-hour clock, as everyone in the entire world should.
I agree.
I am all
I
about
use military. I keep.
I use it as
on
much
military
as I
time.
can.
Yeah.
You say it to one of your civilian friends.
Even my
Hey, I'll meet you at 1400.
What?
2 o'clock.
Yeah,
2 p.m.
that's my wife. She did. I think she understands it better now than she did, but at first she did not get it. What is What does 1600 mean? I'm like, 4 o'clock.
The guy I work is a military brat. Military brat. And the other day I said, "Shoot, man, it's 1400." It's like 4 o'clock. It's like, no. 1400. 2 o'clock.
It's 2 o'clock, man. Now, it's funny, my younger daughter, she keeps her phone on military or 24-hour time.
I have my phone on military.
Oh, same here.
I prefer it. It just, it's very concise. It's like 1700 is 1700.
Why? There's no
Kinda like we were talking
there's
about.
no ambiguity. If I say 5 o'clock, what does that mean? 5 a.m. or 5 p.m.? That's ambiguous.
Right. Kind of like we were talking about the guitar versus the piano.
Oh.
You know.
Oh, that's all right.
And let's express it in.
What note are we talking about? Yeah.
Instead of in notes, because you mentioned it's like, well, you can play C on a bunch of different places in the piano. By the way, I don't know the frequency range of middle C, but let's pretend it's 342. Just for fun. You can only play.
Is 440A middle A? Would that be the A3?
Actually, I think it's up a bit. I think 440A is a little higher.
Oh,
The
like
A
A2?
the A string on your guitar is not 440A.
No. I meant 440A on the piano.
Yep, I know what you mean.
Is that A2 maybe then?
I don't know.
No, A2 would be lower. Maybe it's A4.
Right.
Higher the number, the higher the pitch.
You know, and I think that convention. 30 seconds late. Darn it.
That's my fault. I'll take the blame for that one. No, I won't.
But anyhow, let's say 335. And by the way, I don't know if the guitar can do this particular.
Oh no, I get it. We're just kind of speaking.
But just the ambiguity.
Ambiguity.
I'm gonna stick with these light beers from now on.
We're drinking light beer from now on.
Yes. The ambiguity of the guitar. And we were talking about why I chose piano to teach my kids because it's so
that's right.
visual.
'Cause you were like, I don't even play piano.
I don't.
You're like, I don't
play
even like
piano.
the piano that much, you know?
No, you know that's weird. It's like, I mean, I like the Moonlit Sonata.
Oh yeah.
I
Who
like,
doesn't? There's probably some a-hole out there that doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. I like the
Probably
Pathetique.
people under the age of 30.
I like Rondo alla Turca. I really like Gollywog's Cakewalk by Debussy. You should watch Gollywog. You should listen to Gollywog's Cakewalk. But you gotta find someone who knows how to perform it. Because it was a children's piece, right? I really need to pour that water into the... Where is the wort chiller? Okay.
On the shelf. It's on the shelf chilling.
Anyways, just because... So it was a children's piece, so it's kind of goofy and stuff. But the thing is that there is such a huge opportunity to perform that piece. Like there's one part of it goes... It kind of goes... I'll just sing the melody. It goes... Do, 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 do. Blah, 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 blah. Now, if you follow the music exactly, it has the pedal down, so it's more sustained. But I looked at that and I said, oh, heck no. And I scratched it out on the music. Our piano teacher has a hard time with that. I was like, look, Debussy is dead.
He's dead, Busey.
He's dead, Debussy. I'm going to play this the way that I want to play it. I don't care. And part of that's my philosophy as a composer. I mean, I've mentioned this before. When I compose music, very bare bones.
Right.
You know, it's like, this
That
should be
sound
loud.
good. Yeah.
Here, here, here. It's like when I did my my recital for college and I did my composition, the bassoon player was fantastic. This kid worked so hard. And I remember he played it, he's like, well, what do you think of that? I was like, that was really good. Like, well, do you want anything? And I told him, it's like,
Play?
yeah, play what you want. I mean, that's all I'm giving you. You go from
Right.
there.
I
I
knew
want
the basics.
to hear what you interpret this as.
Right.
You know? And I really think... Now, there are some composers who are...
Like, you didn't have a problem if you added a little
Yeah,
to it.
add a little thing here. You can't go too far, obviously, because
Right.
then it's no longer
It's like, well,
my
that's not
piece
what I
of
wrote.
music.
you know?
It's like, that's something completely
But
different.
if you play this note a little louder all of a sudden, it's I'm
Yeah,
not
you
gonna
do,
care, you
do
know?
this thing here and there and stuff. It's like, no, that's perfect. And I apply that to when I'm playing music. It's like, no, I'm sorry, man. This guy's dead.
Right.
You know? He
not-
doesn't care.
He's not gonna come scold me because I didn't play it exactly as the music.
Right. It's like, you know who's gonna scold me? You. And you know what? I've heard you play, and yeah, no, your tastes are not gonna influence me. I don't know where I was going with all that, but anyways, we're talking about ambiguity and how the 24-hour clock is not ambiguous. 1700 is 1700.
Wait.
It's not AM or PM.
Right. No, I'm just laughing because we were talking about notation in hertz. The A.
Well, the reason is because of the guitar. The guitar is ambiguous.
And middle C.
You can play that 335 hertz C note in 3 different places. I think the most you can get in a guitar, and it really is only certain notes, but I mean, I think the most you can get is 3. Like 3 where it is the same frequency.
Same frequency, yeah.
Right. Like we discussed, the very low E, you're only getting that in one place.
Yeah, it's
Open
only
E
certain
string,
parts, yeah.
you're not playing that anywhere else. But there's certain notes that you can certainly play the same frequency in different positions.
You can play an open A and you can play the 5th fret on
the E string.
It's the same
right,
A.
on the 6th string.
Same frequency A.
Right,
yeah.
it's the same frequency. It will sound a little different because a fretted note does sound different than an open string.
Right.
That's why capos, I had to accept the idea that a capo is not a cheating thing. Capos, actually, it's like, no, it's a different tone because a capo is going to give you a different tone out of your guitar than you bar chording that. Sure, you can bar chord it.
Yeah.
First, well, number one, your hand is going to die. You know,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
an 8-minute piece that you're playing. Your hand
You're doing
is gonna
this
die.
all the time. You're just like, ah!
You're gonna play one song that night, and it's gonna be that one. Throw that capo on there and play those big cowboy card shapes.
The song my band plays called Your Funeral. Now it's not a problem. When I was first learning it, that was a hand cramper for me because a lot of bar coding on that too, in a minor sense.
Oh yeah.
And you're moving one finger as you're going ding a 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 ding and then ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding. And it's just this constant triplet feel quarter note, and yeah, it was a hand cramper. It was a hand killer for a while.
I mean, you can get strong.
No, yeah, my hands have. I've been playing long enough. Exactly, my hands are strength enough that I can play the whole song without a problem.
But it still will have a tonal difference.
Yeah.
Than if you were to put a capo on and play big cowboy chords. You know, granted they'd be up the neck a bit.
Yeah.
But still, it will have a tonal difference.
Well, it lets you change the key without having to worry about like the cage system or whatever. It lets you. So it is kind of a cheat, but you know what? Screw it. if I can put a capo on F sharp and then do an E style chord, but it's F sharp, then that's a problem.
Right.
You know.
And the other thing is, what's important? Some sort of purity or getting a good song.
Right. Is it the song you want to play or is it the sound you want?
That's one of the things we fight. My piano teacher, my boys' piano teacher, she really, really, really wants the boys to learn music, to learn to read sheet music. And I can appreciate that. I think reading sheet music is advantageous.
Right.
But I also think that with my kids, it's like, you've got to make a choice. We can either read sheet music or we can bring this song out of the page. You know, we can't do both just because that's it. Once they learn the song, at that point I can point to pieces in the music, and whether they just recognize that pattern there, they'll start in the appropriate place. But as far as like start here and there's a B flat over a G, you know, and a D, so just a big G minor chord type deal, they won't figure that out. It's a dotted quarter note, here's some eighth notes and stuff. They won't. It's lives.
I need hops.
Hops!
We're about to get a boil.
It's trying. And the thing is, in the modern day and age, you know, especially with modern composers, if you want to play something by Beethoven, yeah, go ahead. Get the sheet music. That'll get you close. What?
I was gonna use my thing and I forgot it again.
Well, go use your thing. It's not too late. I mean, get your boil.
Oh, it's in the solution. It's not ready.
I think you'll be all right. Saying. Not just saying. I'm encouraging you to get the sieve. Get the sieve, dude.
All right, I'll get the sieve.
Just, I will try and control your boil's getting a little excited here. I'll work on the boil. controlling boiling so it doesn't go over the top of the pot. Poor Steve has, like, the track record. Although the last 2 boilovers have been me. Oh, that's looking good. Alright. If I'd actually managed to get pot cam working, I could show you this. I'm stupid. I didn't. So you just have to trust me that this is a pretty good rolling boil. Rolling. It's not roiling. It's rolling. Rolling. Ooh, there's words on this.
Amazing. Cool. Thank you for.
I think we're right down to textbook. So.
Thank you for pot sitting for me.
You're welcome.
So, dear viewers, this was the thing I was sweating. Oh, you're done.
I'm done.
All right. I like this thing for my hops because it makes it easier to strain my beer later.
It's not as sludgy.
Not as sludgy.
Sludgy.
All right, come on.
Okay, get that all set up.
More.
Really? You're doing an ounce and a half at the initial? Cool.
Yes. That's what I did last time. And it seemed to work with keeping it less. All that happened.
In a moment here, I'm going to need a plug-in. I want to need a moment.
Maybe people would know that term.
As soon as you're ready.
In there. There we go. All right.
All right, let's turn on some music for our happy viewers, however many there are. I think there's actually 2 right now, so
really?
There's actually somebody else out there.
I mean, you're one of them, so.
I know, come on, don't take it away from me.
Okay, our 2 viewers, thank you, 2 viewers.
You're welcome. All right, go ahead and listen to some music. Over 7,000 years ago, God gave us a libation. And now this divine beverage is brewed in every nation, on every continent,
Except one.
from far away to near. Humanity can all agree we love this thing called beer! There's Budweiser from St. Louis,
Leaning out OPA.
Coors in Colorado,
We even left the USA. Lamont up in Canada, the land of ice and snow. You don't even need a cooler when it's 40 below.
Dos Equis down in Mexico, or Corona with a lime. It's such a shame so many beers, so very little time. From Brazil to Argentina,
From Peru or Ecuador. Todos hechos su cerveza. They grant some more.
fill my glass up to the brim with that tasty brew. I drank to my health yesterday, so this one is for you. One by one we set 'em up, and one by one them all. There's a million different kinds of beer, we're gonna drink 'em all.
What about the Middle East?
Well, that's where it all began. They say the first beer was brewed in modern-day Iran, or Lebanon, or Jordan. Well, hey, they make beer too.
Don't forget Gold Star in Israel. Who knew the Jews could brew?
Oy vey.
Gooey's in Australia.
Or maybe cause in draft. Try to keep up with the Aussies
And you'll end up on your wall.
Fill my glass up to the brim with that tasty brew. I drank to my health yesterday, so this one is for you. One by one we set 'em up, and one by one they fall. There's a million different kinds of beer, we're gonna drink them all.
beer from Scandinavia.
Belgium, France, and Spain.
So raise your glass bottoms up and fill them up again.
That's it.
England,
Guinness,
Ireland,
Tennant's from the Scots.
Fine Steffen Sieben Weiss beer.
Reinheitsgebot! Czech Republic, Poland, Russia.
China to the east. They all make delicious beers with barley, hops, and yeast.
Don't have yourself a big name brew.
Or better, brew your own.
But enjoy that beer, because one thing's clear.
You ain't drunk at all! Fill my glass up to the rim with that tasty brew. I drank to my health yesterday, so this one is for you. One by one we set them up, and one by one they fall. There's a million different kinds of beer. We're gonna drink them all!
Drink!
Cheers!
Cheers! Drink! So original. Cheers!
Slanja!
Slanja! Go to Ireland. Slanja from Ireland.
That's right. May the devil know you're not dead. Oh, why I screwed that one up.
But it's hard for a German to be an Irish guy.
That's right. So we'll just pay homage to Germany and say, Prost!
Prost! And may you be in hell half an hour before the devil knows you're there.
Yes, in Ireland they would appreciate that.
Yeah, okay.
L'chaim!
L'chaim! Yes, for our Jewish friends. What else we got?
Goodbye!
Goodbye! Off to Japan with Asahi and
A little over to the west of Japan, we have Russia, Nostrovia.
no, way far west of Japan. Nostrovia, which I keep calling Nokia because I'm stupid.
And then, wait, we have some Zulu friends.
Yes, down in Africa, Bajabule!
How do we say that?
Bajabule! What else we got? Salud! From Spain,
Salud!
Latin America, and Italy.
Chin-chin.
So, I know, last time I sprayed my car off, I sprayed right here and my lights started flickering. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. Fine. Alright, I'll be back.
All right. Love you too. Get on beer?
We have most of that.
Okay, we're good.
All right.
Thank you.
You said the chill water's been in there quite a while, right?
Yeah.
Close enough. Let me rinse this off real quick. Hey, water off. You want to rinse this now?
Here, I wouldn't care.
We are making drastically different beers. Water on. Water off. Okay. Why don't we say goodbye to our faithful viewer?
And that shit fell over.
Of course.
Completely fell over.
It's gone.
Where'd you go?
It dissolved.
Oh, man, it went upside down. Yeah.
I still bet a lot of the sludge is still in there. It's gotta be really stupid hot.
I think I'm gonna.
You need like a little copper ring type deal. Alright, hey! Anyways, that's the end of the broadcast. Is there anyone else? Nope, nobody said anything. We are watching ourselves. I find us very good looking. But in any case, so, as we say every single time, oh wait, let me switch some things here.
Switch it up.
We're gonna hit this button there. Okay, there's that button there. So, thanks for tuning in. Those of you that did tune in, sorry Peter that you had to bail on the Nationals and go with the Buffalo Bills. That's okay, they're cool. And Jem's still with the Vikings. Football or football. Manchester United. It's the only team I know. Apparently there's a Manchester something or else. There's a couple Manchester teams.
Well, the Manchester United team is known well enough they've made it in some movies, so at least their name has, you know.
But yeah, it's the one that anytime you want a posh British footballer, it's like, and here's to Manchester United, and they all like, and then they die at the end because apparently it's the death sing. You know, maybe you shouldn't root for Manchester United. It seems to be kind of lethal. We've got stuff to do now that doesn't involve this camera, so we're gonna leave. Like we always say, relax.
Don't worry.
Have a homebrew. Bye.
Is this working?
There's the button. And then there's the button. Okay.